Why the bat flies at night. Once upon a time, a bush rat and a bat were friends. They did everything together, and everyone knew that they were friends. The other animals often told the bush rat to be careful of the bat. According to them, the bat looked like a funny creature who didn't want anything good for others. However, the bush rat loved the bat so much, and he never listened to them. One day, Tortoise decided that he should tell him the truth. Very early the next morning, he went to his place. He knocked on the door, and Mrs. Bushrat opened the door. "Lovely morning, Mrs. Bushrat," Tortoise said. "Lovely morning to you too, Tortoise. How may I help you?" "Is Mr. Bushrat in?" "Yes, he was just preparing to go out to meet his friend Bat." "That's exactly why I am here. Can I see him?" "Of course," Mrs. Bushrat responded. She didn't know what Tortoise was up to, but she figured it would be better for her husband to hear it first. "Let me go call him for you. Come in and make yourself comfortable." She ushered him into the room and left to get her husband. When Mr. Bushrat came out, he was surprised to see Tortoise. "Tortoise, what a pleasant surprise! To what do I owe this pleasure?" "Well, I have come to warn you about your friend, Bat. He is bad news on a good day, and I want you to stay away from him." Bushrat looked at Tortoise and then burst out laughing. It was impossible for his friend to be bad on a good day, like Tortoise explained, and he told him just that. "What do you have against my friend? He is just the sweetest and most kind person I have ever met. He wouldn't hurt me at all." Tortoise knew that it was a waste of time to talk to him. He had to learn his lesson the hard way. "Okay," he stood up. "I'll let you take care of yourself by yourself then." "I think that would be best," Bushrat already getting vexed by Tortoise, and Tortoise was not ready for the drama. "Please, send my regards to Mrs. Bushrat," Tortoise said, and then left. Bushrat exhaled when Tortoise was gone. He then went into his room to ponder on what Tortoise said. Everyone kept condemning his friend, and he wanted to know why. "Dear, I'm going out to meet my friend," he yelled at his wife. "Won't you stay for breakfast?" the wife yelled back. "No, I will eat at his place. He makes the best foods ever," he said and dashed out. When he got to Bat's house, he was eating. "Ah, my friend, come join me," he beckoned on him. Bushrat was more than happy because he was starving. He sat down and started eating. "Yum, yum, yum," Bushrat said. "My, this food is very delicious. How do you always prepare such delicious food all the time?" "I always boil myself in water. My flesh is so sweet that the food turns out good." Bat told Bushrat that he would show him how it is done. So he got a pot of warm water and told Bushrat that it was hot. Shortly afterward, he jumped into the water and came out unhurt. When the soup was brought in, it was as good as usual, as the bat had prepared it beforehand. Bushra then went back home and told his wife that he would prepare food for the family that evening, and it would be as delicious as his friends. He asked his wife to boil water for him. His wife obliged, and when she wasn't looking, Bushra jumped into the pot of boiling water and he died. Mrs. Bushra turned around to see that her husband was floating in the pot of hot water, and she let out a scream for help, but no one was around, and no one could help her. When she realized that her husband was dead, she was filled with anger and went to go see the king. She told the king all that had happened, and the king gave orders that the bat should be made a prisoner. Everyone went around to look for the bat during the daytime, but he already flew to the forest to hide. At night, when they stopped looking for him, he would go out of the forest and fly around. But during daylight, when the entire village resumed the search for him, he would stay indoors.